is it under? It's not an expensive one. Hold up. Not that. That's the one. There we go. Yeah, send that. That was what I was talking about with like if I had that instead of like my avatar just staring constantly. That's what I was talking about earlier. Could you imagine if I replaced myself with that? Just sitting in the corner, just peeking up from the corner, like right down near that helmet, near the map, just like peeking at you, just staring. I would do that. Oh man. Is that my best trick in those moments? Is to be annoying as possible. I just didn't have the kind of gun, or if I had a grenade or something like that, that would have been good enough. Ideally, what I should have really done is, as he was coming up and over the hill, I probably should have run backwards and then laid down somewhere, so then he couldn't have seen me, because I knew that he was driving towards me because I shot my gun, and so he was actively hunting me. So there's not much I could do. That's why I already knew. I'm like, I'm gonna lose this. And I don't have I can't stop for a second because he's just gonna keep lobbing grenades at me. So yeah, I did what I could. Not in a mean way, but like annoying to kill. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't really see much point in prolonging it. If I think I have a chance of killing them, I'll engage in a gunfight. If I don't, I'll try to hide and hope that they just get tired. And like if they don't get tired, I'm just gonna die. I will try to like get out my gun and shoot them. Like I was gonna try to get up to the house, and then I was hoping that he wouldn't run around the corner. I was gonna try to get on the table and try to get onto a roof. And then if I was on the roof, maybe I could shoot him before he shoots me, perhaps, but not necessarily. It's not always how it goes. So, I mean, I would like it, but it got odd tastes. I know. Look, I figure if I find something funny, I figure you guys probably find it funny too. It's like with playing 7 Days on Mondays again, how when my videos go to YouTube, I've edited them so that when birds attack me, when the vultures attack me in 7 days, the subscribe button's attacking me. And I'm trying to fight it off because I think that's hilarious, and I don't get attacked by birds too often. But when you do, they're fucking annoying. So I'm like, why not? Why not set it up that it's like a subscribe button? So it's like, you just want to like hit it kind of thing. But yeah, I hope that isn't as much work next time to like edit that now that I've like already made it. I'm also getting this gun a lot. That you say I will lose, then you'll lose. Not necessarily. In all of those cases, I can see when I'm in a gunfight if like I am at a disadvantage. That's what I'm talking about when I say I'm going to lose. Is the odds of me winning are very small. It's not impossible, but it's definitely small enough that like I'm going to try, but the likelihood is too high kind of thing. So I don't know. I tend to like just get the feeling about most games. Like if I'm up on a hill or something like that, I've got probably a better chance unless I don't have coverage, in which case somebody can snipe me from any distance and I'm fucked. Like stuff like that. Like I kind of know where I am and what I'm doing and what my situation is. So how are you? Yeah, I'm all right, Bubba. I actually slept a fuck ton today. I ended stream early last night, like an hour early, because I was like really, really fucking tired. And so I ended up getting to sleep earlier, and then I ended up sleeping all day until like 7 at night or something. So I've had a lot of sleep. I've had an energy drink and I've had a coffee. So hopefully I should be pretty much all right. The only thing is, like I was joking earlier, I'll probably like overtax myself or something, and then I'll be like capped for the weekend. What the fuck are you, mate? Oh, there. All right. Fuck you. I was joking about it. I'm hoping that I don't actually overtax myself. It would be nice. I was also saying I was looking at my my calendar to see what I've got on this weekend, and the only thing in my calendar for the entire weekend is changing the cat boxes. That's it. Like my partner might go play Magic with some friends or whatever, but like as for me, so that I don't have to like constantly remember a million things, I tend to just like make a reminder for like scheduling things that I'm doing or are gonna do or want to do, and then that way I just gotta look at my calendar and see what's going on. I'm like, this weekend, my entire weekend the only thing I've got to do is the cat boxes. If I fail to do that, I've failed greatly. Like, honestly, mind you, I do sometimes fall asleep for like a whole day. So that's why I said this weekend and not like a specific day. I've got it booked in. I have reminders to like change the cat boxes within a certain number of days, or at least check on their condition if they're in a good condition. That way I can like, use the litter a little bit longer if it's still good, if the cats haven't used it much. Let's see what else. So I don't get attacked by birds too. But I wished. Oh, Grim, all the birds are flocking to you. Don't you worry about it. It's like you're a cage. You're a cage just waiting for the right bird to fly into it. I don't know. I tried to make that sound like deep and romantic. I hope I didn't fail. I probably made it too funny. But yeah, I don't know. I got your joke. But yeah, the vultures pissed me off in 7 Days to Die. So I thought that would be hilarious if like I was fighting off the subscribe button from YouTube. Since like my videos go to YouTube like somewhere within a month after stream. So yeah, within a month, somebody will see that, and I'm sure I'm not the only person that finds that shit funny. There is a heap of people down here, but I think this is boot camp. Let's see. It could be better, but I'm glad to see you. Oh, I hope your day goes all right. I know it's just starting. I hope you don't have to adult too much today, and that you actually get some time to like chill out and have time for yourself and whatnot. Yeah, no, I'm kind of going in the right direction. I don't need to move in because I'm in the circle. I've done this for like the last 4 maps. I kind of just want to shoot these people. They sound like they're out in the open. They might be. Are you? No. Must be inside the house. I guess they were inside the house. I feel like somebody's... Hold on. That was a lot closer. Let's see. What else I missed? It's like... That sounds so wrong. I love bird entering me like a cage. Look, Grim, the main thing is that you enjoyed it. That's the main thing. It doesn't matter what you're into as long as you're enjoying it. Where the fuck are you? I know exactly what I'm saying, by the way. The best thing is we don't have Chaos Senpai around to like call phrasing on me as much at the moment, so I can get away with so much. I feel like they're like just down here somewhere. Actually, for anybody that missed it, we actually had Chaos Senpai visit yesterday, the first time in a while. He was getting his teeth crown worked on, so I was also going to make the joke that he rightly should have his crown worked on because, he's the king. But, I'm sure he'll see that later or somebody will tell him and he'll love it. Let's see. I still don't know where the fuck these two are. Phrasing? What is that? Never heard of it. I know, right? I hate teeth dentists. I know you do, Weber. How you been going with yours anyway? I know you had some awful visits last year that weren't pleasant. But has it gone better or have you not had to go back? I still haven't gone to dentist. I know that 2 Februaries ago, I bitched about a cap coming off one of my teeth. Like, I don't know, is there somebody there? That's a dead somebody there. Yeah, I had a filling come off one of my teeth, and oh shit, you could see me then. Yeah, I haven't got to go to a dentist yet or anything. It still hurts. Nothing much I can do about it. Like, at the moment, I know this sounds really fucking counterproductive, but I'm like, at the moment, I'm trying to fundraise to try to improve my fucking internet so that we can have, like, slightly better output of stream and, like, I can play my games without, like, potentially losing audio on my entire VOD if I click off onto a web page. Fucking hell. But yeah, I am well aware I've still got to, like, get my teeth looked at and stuff. But it's on the back burner. I don't know. I'll get it looked at eventually. There's some things I can pain tolerance, and teeth shouldn't be the one thing that I can do well. But yeah, I'll get it looked at eventually. I'll be able to afford it eventually. I'm still super nervous. Yeah, I don't blame you for going to a dentist and being nervous about it. Depending on the type of person that you've got, like I know one of the dentists that you had were like really, really fucking awful to you. So like I don't blame you. I had one that was really bad a couple of years ago. Made me not want to go at all. Like that's not why I'm not going now. It's just that like yeah, she was terrible. She treated everyone, all of her staff around her and stuff like trash. And I'm like, I don't want to be attended to by somebody that literally like this is their jobs. I get it, but fucking hell, I was not comfortable or relaxed in any capacity getting my teeth worked on. Do you have any advice for driving a car, like driving lessons? Yeah. Um, Probably one major thing is like when you're learning how to drive and you're learning to merge, depending on where you are, if you have like merge lanes and stuff like that, when you look over your shoulder to see if there's any cars coming up behind you that might like potentially be in the way of like you merging, pay attention to where the steering wheel is pulling because when you're a new driver, one of the first things you're going to do is automatically tilt the steering wheel in the direction that you're looking. So if you're looking over your shoulder to like the right, your steering wheel might pull towards the right and you might hit a guardrail. Um, so just a heads up on that. I learnt from all of my cousins and my sibling and stuff like that. When they learnt to drive, I paid attention to the mistakes that they made and I didn't make the same mistakes that they made because I'd kind of like watched them go through it and watched how they corrected it. So I basically had like four people, or three or four people like learn to drive before I did. So it definitely made it easier when I started driving because I learned about like that particular scenario. I think my cousin and my brother both did that individually, completely separate, independently. They both pulled the steering wheel off to the side. One ran up a gutter, and the other almost took us over a what do you call it, like a highway railing. So yeah, that kind of stuck with me. That was a really big important lesson that I think is worth anybody fucking knowing about. There is also somebody further up in here. I'll see if I can kill him. See if I can actually go back out and get a good spot on the roof. This is actually a pretty good spot. Been saving money to help with driving lessons, paying thing. Oh yeah, you're getting to the point where you're gonna start getting to drive a car soon. That's gonna be pretty cool. I know how much you're fucking excited about that. You've been excited about that for a while. Is there anybody else here? Like being on a roof, I was going to say being on a roof is not the smartest thing. Not quite sure where this guy is. He's over here somewhere. I'm going to guess maybe behind the blue up there. Fucking good shot. I decided to drive a car. It was amazing. Yeah. When you first get to drive a car, it's fucking amazing. Because, like, you have all this... Oh, God. You have all this power over this, like, big vehicle. Thank you. That was a pretty good shot. That was not. Hold up. Let's change that. That was better. All right. I should probably grab a pan and stuff. I heard somebody else here too. Let's reload that. I love how I do like a great shot followed by an immediately extra shit shot just to make sure everybody's aware that I'm not a good shot, like on the usual. Like I love the consistency my gameplay gives me. It's fantastic. Let's see. If it was a long road or something like that. Oh yeah. Well, usually you kind of only go for like a short sort of drive on your first one anyway. If you've got any parents or family that might be licensed and able to like supervise you learning, that can sometimes be a really useful way of saving a little bit of money on lessons if your area allows it. Mate, I've got a problem with you being here and that guy being able to see me from fucking where, I don't know. Yeah, because in Australia, you're allowed to like practice driving with a licensed driver. So like I drove to and from work every single day as like a 15-year-old or whatever it was. Fucking hold up, that ain't right. a 17-year-old. I'm like, wait a minute. I wasn't driving when I was 15. No, no, I drove to and from work. I started working when I was 15. That's where the confusion came from. But yeah, I got in a lot of practice driving to and from in all kinds of conditions, early morning, late at night, tired, worn out, fog, rain, whatever. It was a really heavy rainy season when I learnt to drive, and that was really important because a lot of people went through a drought for a few years after I learnt to drive, and a lot of people that are a little bit younger than me are very uncomfortable driving in the rain. So whenever it rains, you'll often find like a lot of people just park immediately underneath like a bridge, or they'll park in a shopping center to avoid trying to drive in the rain. Whereas I learnt to drive in the rain, so I don't have a problem with it. I actually feel quite comfortable in it, but then again, it's entirely up to experience as well. What's bad about the rain? If it rains really, really heavily, visibility becomes almost impossible. So you might not be able to see the car in front of you while you're driving, if it's heavy enough. And if it's really heavy enough, you also can't hear very well. So you can't hear if somebody's horn is beeping that clearly. It's mostly about the visibility, though. If you can't see, like if I was driving at the moment, if I can't see this tree in front of me, if I was driving in real life, that would be a big problem because you can't see their brake lights, so you can't see when they brake, so you might accidentally run into them. That is the complication with not being comfortable driving in heavy rain and stuff. Like, I've had all the different types of rain. I've also got the experience of hail, but then again, I had a, old car, so I wasn't really stressed about it getting damaged. It was like, I think 10 years older than I was when I was learning to drive, so, it had old car damage, classic stuff on it. You're not shit at shooting. You just role play zone of Stormtrooper. I did say earlier, I was like, I've got all the Stormtrooper training. That's where that dropped. All right, I don't really want that, but there's a couple of people fighting over here. That could be good. They don't really want to drive a dumb car. What do you mean a dumb car? What do you mean by a dumb car? What is a dumb car? Specify. See, I also do like the rain. I quite like the rain, but if it's really thick enough, it can be quite stressful to get where you're trying to go. I don't think anybody's coming for this, but there is somebody over here. I can't quite tell where they are, and it sounds like somebody could be like back there. Wait a minute, you're shooting at me somewhere, aren't you? Yeah, that's just barely missing me. There's also people that way too, actually. I might move. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, so I drove a fair bit with my dad, but the one and only time I ever drove with my mum, we drove in an area that mum wasn't familiar with either. And that was a bit of a problem because neither of us knew of this, they had this new kind of road chicane type thing in the middle of the road, which basically you couldn't drive over it, but it was really low and hard to see. So when you actually got near it, you didn't know until you're right at it. And so I came up on that at obviously a normal driving speed. But as an inexperienced driver, I wasn't looking for it. And of course, I didn't react to it very well and scared the ever-loving shit out of my mum. And she refused to ever do any practice driving with me ever again. So, which was fine. I pretty much had I don't know, I got to learn to drive before they brought in logbooks and stuff, so I didn't have to drive for a certain amount of time. But I was able to hold full conversations and take directions and all that stuff just fine. So, when I eventually did my driving test, I passed just fine. All right, well, we're in this zone now. Dumb cars like old cars, but not the good ones. Dumb ones like Twingo. I don't even know what that is. I'll have to look that up later because we don't have anything called that here. Let me heal since we're at the end. Unless I want to drive, good one. But it's too expensive. It's actually basically best to drive an older, kind of almost crappier car when you start driving. I know it's not the safest thing, But when it comes down to it, if you do, like, if you are in any kind of accident, it's not as heartbreaking, or it's not as heartbreaking to lose as like having a brand new car and like losing it, you know? Hey, mate. Let's see if I can get this guy. Oh, don't do it. Don't do it, mate. I'll come to you. Yeah, I know one of my brother's fiancés. She bought a brand new car when she learnt to drive, and basically, uh, she she crashed it pretty much straight away, and she was just so upset by it because obviously, like, it was a really expensive investment. I didn't get killed by the guy in front of me, by the way. I got killed sideways. It's exactly the reason it's good. So older cars are also good because they're normally stronger than the newer cars these days. Been told it's better to start off with an older model car because they can only take the punishment in case of making mistakes. They really can too. So that was the other thing as well. So as you guys know, I actually had a car crash when I was 18, and I had been driving for probably over a year at that point, full license. And yeah, I basically, the way that I crashed, if I hadn't had a like 30-year-old car, 30-year-old car at the time, back when this was probably early 2000s, give or take, early 2000s somewhere. If I didn't have a car that was about 30 years old then, it basically would have been U-shaped by the end of its life, sideways, because of how I crashed. But instead, it completely knocked the entire, I think the front wheels came off. I think the bar that holds the front wheels were completely like broken off. It's either front wheels or back wheels. I don't remember that well anymore. But yeah, they were completely broken off, and the bonnet was kind of bent into the passenger door, and my door was up against the wall. So I had to like force the passenger door open to get out. But yeah, if I didn't have a solid car, like, it would have been a very, very different situation. Like, I probably would have lost like legs or something like that, or it could have been critical, you know. Instead, I just ended up with amnesia and a fucked, like, completely broken car. So yeah, so sometimes really listening to you talking about adult stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I miss talking to you, Waver. I know that like sometimes you're lurking in and stuff like that, and you might not get as much time to come in and say hello and stuff. But like, I don't know. If you guys ask questions, I'll normally like go into a conversation about it. I normally just like ramble on about whatever is going through my mind or the game. As you guys know by now, like, I don't shut up. So like, this is just constantly what's going through my head as I play a game, or I see something, it makes me think of something. It's like, if you bring up cars, I'll talk about cars. If you ask me like, oh man, you also missed the random question night, or Waver, you would have loved it. On Wednesday was Valentine's Day for me. And so I did a random questions thing for random game night. So you could have asked any question completely out of context to the stream, out of context to the conversation, out of context to the game, and I would try to answer it. So there's a bunch of really weird questions in Wednesday's stream, on Wednesday's VOD. If anybody wants to take the time to watch that back through, there's some weird shit in there. Sorry. It does sound funny. Well, Grim had a great one about my feet. So my feet in socks. So that was something. And then we had like relationship advice, which, you know, I know you've asked me some stuff in the past before, so I thought maybe that could be something along there as well. There was an entire conversation about cornflakes, and cereals and breakfast. It was great. Yeah, I can't remember all the questions. I watched back some of it because I'm like, I don't even know. I can't even remember like half of what I said by the time I was finished streaming, let alone like the questions and all the answers and stuff. I might go for like just straight down. That's why I also have learned to stop and try to be nice to everyone, or like be nice about everything. Yeah, I know you were saying the other day that like you were what was it? When somebody's wrong and you try to like kind of prove it and stuff. So you've kind of like changed your approach to that, have you? Is that what you're talking about? That's kind of what I assumed. Mate, you and me, we going down here together? We're going down here together. I've missed it. I missed it. I'm going to run down here. You have that place. I have and I have not. Oh, man. That's all right. You stay back up there, mate. Stay back there. I'll go down here and I'll get a gun and I'll shoot back. I don't know. It's very hard to, like, change some stuff, honestly, especially if it's, like, your natural reaction to something. Like, I don't know. I've said this before. Like, for me, in streaming and having conversations and stuff like that, I tend to read written conversation pretty well. I can kind of, like, read intent from words usually. So it's not usually too hard for me to keep up and know like an intention behind a comment. So you'll sometimes hear me change tone or like sternness or anything and stuff like that just because like it might be, I don't know, I might be catching it that way. Hey mate, let me get this loaded. If you can't come up here, snipe. Fucking hell, man. What are you doing? What are you up to? I've got a guy out here. Fucking hell, he got away. Oh, man. I'll kill him later. I'll hunt him down. Actually, I've got time. Let's go hunt him down now. Come back here, mate. I'll tell you what. I know there's a guy up there, but there's a guy up there. There's a guy over there. And hello, you didn't sound like hello. Hello. Mate. You and me. You and me right now. Come on. Not quite. Nearly. There we go. Fucking got him. Oh, man. Alright, let me get in here. This must have been where he was. You're back. You're in classes doing a test. Oh, yeah? Is the test over? The test over at the moment? Is that why you've, like, come to, like, lurk and whatnot? I've already got a bag. That'll be fine. See, especially when people make noises or something ruins my focus. That makes me wonder what I would have been like back when I was taking tests and shit all the time. Because, like, I just remember... Oh, hello. I just remember in, like, the various halls and stuff like that for tests and exams and stuff. Like, there was always somebody that would, like, cough or scritch some paper or, you know, just a random something. Mate, I need your helmet. Actually, I don't think this guy had one, but you did. I saw you had one. I'll go get it. It's maths too. Like maths bombarded it. Also, you're kind of... I wasn't too terrible at maths. The only problem is I can't fucking prove it because every time I'm streaming, my capacity for maths and like critical thinking just basically just gets flushed. Like any streamer will fucking confirm that is when you're streaming, the ability to think and problem solve is just, oh my fucking god, it doesn't exist. Actually, I might keep that ammo because I try. I do try occasionally, and I just like it fails every time. Oh, actually, I should be able to get you from here. Maybe I saw you go into that building. I don't know. This is why I don't play puzzles on stream. As I was saying about the other day, is like I just feel like it's not really something I could do. There's two people running here simultaneously, so hopefully I'll get them both. So I am the noise of the class. That doesn't actually surprise me. I kind of